There's a reason some people seem to move faster, grow stronger, and achieve more than the rest. I used to wonder how they did it, how millionaires, even without working harder than everyone else, always seemed 2 steps ahead. Then I realized, it's not luck, it's not money, and it's not opportunity. It's habits. Small, free habits, the kind that anyone can adopt, yet most people never do. And today, I want to show you exactly what those habits are, the ones that transformed my life and the lives of countless others who decided to stop waiting for the perfect time and start living with intention. But before I take you there, I want you to make a decision. If you're watching this, don't just listen, don't just nod and forget. I want you to commit to applying at least one of these habits today, because knowledge means nothing without action. If you're ready to build a millionaire mindset, not someday, but starting right now, hit that subscribe button, stay until the end, and promise yourself that this is where your next chapter begins. Because from this moment forward, you're not just watching another motivational video, you're changing your life. I remember the day I realized how much time I was wasting. I used to wake up, grab my phone, and scroll for half an hour before my brain even turned on. Every day started with noise, comparison, distraction. One morning, I caught myself scrolling through other people's lives, and I thought, they're not ahead of me, I'm just standing still. That was the moment I made a decision to take control of my mornings. The first free habit millionaires use to stay ahead is mastering their mornings. No fancy tools, no expensive routines, just a decision to own the first hour of the day. I started waking up earlier, not because I had to, but because I wanted to meet the world before it got loud. I'd sit in silence, breathe, think, and plan. That quiet time became my mental weapon. It's in that first hour that I set the tone for everything that follows. Millionaires understand this. They don't rush their mornings. They use them to align their minds, to decide who they want to be before the world tells them who to be. You don't need a coach for that. You don't need money. You just need discipline and awareness. If you win your morning, you win your day. And if you win your day, you win your life. The second free habit that separates millionaires from the rest is the ability to say no. This one took me a long time to learn. I used to think saying yes to every opportunity, every invitation, every request made me a good person, a team player. But what it really did was scatter my focus. Millionaires know something most people don't. Time is the real currency. Every yes costs you something, whether it's your energy, your attention, or your dreams. I remember being invited to a weekend getaway with friends, and I said no, not because I didn't want to go, but because I was working on something bigger. That weekend, I stayed home, alone, refining my craft, writing down my vision, building a system that would later become the foundation of my success. Millionaires aren't superhuman, they're just ruthless with their priorities. They say no not out of arrogance, but out of clarity. They understand that every no to distraction is a yes to purpose. You can do this too. It costs nothing to protect your time. It costs nothing to guard your focus, but it pays you back in ways you can't imagine. The people who win in life aren't the ones who do everything, they're the ones who do the right things, consistently, even when no one's watching. The third free habit is reflection. Every single night, before I sleep, I spend a few minutes asking myself questions that most people are too busy to ask. What did I do today that mattered? What did I learn? What could I have done better? This tiny ritual changed my entire mindset. Reflection builds awareness, and awareness builds mastery. Millionaires don't just work hard, they review, they analyze, they adjust. They understand that success isn't about doing more, it's about doing better. I started keeping a simple journal, nothing fancy, just a notebook where I write the truth. Some nights it's ugly, some nights I realize I wasted time, lost focus, or let emotions drive me, but every entry is progress. Every reflection helps me refine the system, and slowly, I started noticing patterns, the mistakes that repeated, the thoughts that drained me, the habits that helped me grow. Awareness is the foundation of change. If you don't track your life, you can't transform it. Reflection costs nothing, but it gives you clarity worth millions. The fourth habit is one that changed the way I see everything: gratitude. When I was younger, I thought gratitude was just something nice people did, but the truth is, it's a strategy. Gratitude rewires your mind to focus on abundance instead of lack. Millionaires use it to stay grounded, to stay hungry, and to keep perspective. I used to wake up thinking about what I didn't have, what wasn't working, what I still needed to achieve, and every day felt like a battle. Then one day, I started writing down 3 things I was grateful for. Nothing big, just small truths: a roof over my head, a mind that could think, another chance to try. That shift in focus changed everything. Gratitude makes you powerful because it removes the poison of comparison. You stop chasing validation and start appreciating progress. You stop needing more to feel worthy. And that energy, that peace, it becomes a competitive advantage. People think millionaires are motivated by money. They're not. They're motivated by purpose. And gratitude keeps that purpose alive. It reminds them of how far they've come, how blessed they already are, and how much they can give back. You can start that habit today. It's free, it's simple, and it can transform your entire outlook on life. And then there's the fifth free habit, the one that ties all the others together: learning. Every single millionaire I've ever met is a student first. They read, they listen, they ask questions, they study people, they study systems, they study themselves. They don't assume they know everything, they assume there's always more to learn. When I started reading every day, my world expanded. I began to see patterns between success and mindset, between habits and outcomes. Books became mentors, podcasts became classrooms, conversations became lessons. Learning doesn't require money, it requires curiosity. Millionaires stay ahead because they refuse to stay still. The world is changing faster than ever, and the only way to stay ahead is to keep learning faster than it changes. Most people stop learning after school. Millionaires never stop. They absorb wisdom like oxygen. They turn downtime into growth time. They feed their minds the way athletes feed their bodies. And what's incredible is that you have access to the same knowledge, the same tools, the same books, the same mentors. They're all free, or close to it. You just have to want it badly enough to search, study, and apply. When I look back, I realize these 5 habits: mastering my mornings, protecting my focus, reflecting daily, practicing gratitude, and learning constantly, cost me nothing but changed everything. They gave me direction when I was lost, peace when I was overwhelmed, and confidence when I doubted myself. Millionaires don't become who they are by accident. They build their lives brick by brick, habit by habit, choice by choice. Every day is a test. Every moment is an opportunity to rise or retreat. The truth is, success isn't hidden behind some secret formula. It's right here, in the simple, boring, daily decisions that most people overlook. You don't need $1 million to start acting like a millionaire. You need discipline, focus, gratitude, reflection, and a hunger to learn. These are free, but they're not easy, because what's free isn't always what's simple, it's what's rare. Most people want shortcuts. Millionaires build systems. Most people chase comfort. Millionaires chase growth, and that's what separates them from the rest. I know what it feels like to struggle, to feel like no matter what you do, you're still behind. But here's the truth no one tells you: you're not behind. You're just not consistent yet. You're not unlucky. You're just unfocused. You're not lost. You're learning. These habits are not about perfection. They're about progress. Every day you show up, every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you learn something new, you're moving closer to the life you dream about. And one day, without realizing it, you'll wake up and realize you're living it. You'll feel that quiet pride that comes from knowing you built it, not from luck, not from shortcuts, but from habits that anyone could have practiced, but only you did. That's what staying ahead really means. It's not about outrunning others, it's about outgrowing your old self. So if you're still watching this, this is your moment. Start with one habit. Wake up early tomorrow and take 10 minutes to think. Say no to one distraction. Reflect on your day before you sleep. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Pick up a book and learn something new. That's it. Those tiny steps, repeated daily, will separate you from 99% of people, because most won't start, and those who start won't stay consistent. But you will, because you've already made the choice. You're not just watching this, you're acting on it, and that's the difference. Every great life starts with one simple decision: to be intentional. Millionaires don't stumble into success, they design it. And you can too. You have the tools, the time, and the chance to build something extraordinary. You don't need permission. You don't need luck. You just need to start. And when you do, you'll realize that the gap between who you are and who you want to be isn't filled with money, it's filled with habits. Free habits, simple habits, millionaire habits. And the moment you commit to them fully, your life will never be the same again.